Hi, Professor Kaiser. Sorry for my jank setup. Okay, so if you're gonna start your timer, you should start it right now. Hello, Senator Blackburn. Thank you so much for having me here today. Did you know that the American government assumes you don't want to help others? Yeah, let me explain. So, as medical technology advances, the need for available organ transplants has never been so urgent. I have spent a considerable amount of time researching organ donation, and I am very, very passionate about the topic. Consent to organ donation should be assumed unless otherwise stated. I am first going to explain the problems facing America in relation to organ donation, and then I will provide you with a life-saving solution. We are surrounded with unnecessary death. According to the American Transplant Foundation in 2019, almost 114,000 Americans are currently waiting for life-saving organ transplants. On average, 20 people die every day because of the lack of available organs. This is essentially the same as an average-sized college class dying every day, needlessly. The public supports organ donations, but only passively. A study done by Bailey in 1999 showed that 94% of the population had heard about organ transplants, but only 19% of these people actually carry donor cards. Donor cards are what you receive when you go online and register to be an organ donor in America, and then you receive the donor card. That's how you become a registered donor. Many, many lives are lost because of the lack of registered donors. The little boy you see in front of you is Auden Evenson. Auden, isn't he adorable? But he was diagnosed at 9 weeks old with a liver and lung disease called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency syndrome, and he was only a year old when his family found out he needed a liver transplant. That is big news for such a little guy. Auden and his family waited 139 days for his new liver. According to his mom, he wasn't able to go to school. He was always sick. He had no friends, no playdates. His life revolved around hospital stays, doctor's visits, and medicine. Luckily, Auden received a donation in time, but so many others just like him die every day waiting, sitting on that list in need of an organ transplant. His story can be found on an article called How One Child Can Save Many Lives from 2015. Religion is being confused with personal preference. Despite what the public believes, almost all major religions support or at least tolerate organ transplants. This is from Religion and Organ Donation, an article written in 2017. Of course, you are entitled to your own beliefs, but this means that the majority of people who think that their religion is against organ donation are mistaken. In fact, the only two religions that have specifically said they are against organ donations and transplants are the Shinto and Gypsy religions. Otherwise, the act of donation is seen as an act of love, or it is at least left up to the individual to decide. I know this seems like a lot of negative, but there is a solution. Brazil passed a law that requires organ donation from everyone unless the individual has officially stated that they do not want to donate their organs. This is called assumed consent. It is the opposite of the current American system because it requires the individual to go out of their way to not donate their organs. In America, you have to go out of your way to donate your organs. According to Mannin in 1985, not only has this saved lives, it has also decreased illegal organ trafficking. Organ trafficking is essentially another form of human trafficking. Because of the low supply and high demand of organs, it is estimated that almost 10% of all transplants are done from illegally trafficked organs. This is a billion-dollar industry that results in the death of countless innocent people. Many of those innocent people who die, their stories will never be heard. Their names will never be said because of the secrecy of the organ donating or the organ trafficking business. Assumed consent helps eliminate the need for organ trafficking by increasing the number of available organs. That way, the people who need organs don't have to look for them in places that could be unclean and expensive already. They're already having to pay their medical bills, which are so high, but we'll talk about that on another day, Senator Blackburn. In conclusion, we Americans are surrounded by unnecessary death and suffering. But, like I said, there is a solution. Consent to organ donation should be assumed unless otherwise stated. I am asking you, please, Senator Blackburn, please support legislation in favor of assumed consent. Together, let's save lives by assuming the best from American citizens. Once again, thank you so much for having me here today.